The top wireless routers were tested for performance. Their weights were recorded as follows: 4.1, 3.8, and so forth. Find the following up to 3 decimal places where necessary. So we need the mean, median, standard deviation, and the range. Now the nice thing about the calculator is we can get most of that all in one place. So let's do that. Let's first enter the data into a list. So press Stat, and the first item that shows up is the list editor. Press Enter. If you happen to have stuff in your list, just highlight the name of the list, press Clear, and Enter, and that will erase everything. Then you can start entering your data just like you would in a spreadsheet program. So just one by one, be careful to make sure you double check as you type in so that you don't miss any values and you don't accidentally type something incorrectly. Okay, once your data is in, then we can start getting our calculations done. If you press the Stat key, there's a bunch of calculations that you can do in this menu over here. Most of what we need to do is often under this one-var stats. So one-var stats requires to know where your data is. And I put my data in L1, so I can just leave it what it's default to for right now. If you happen to have a frequency list, make sure you clear that out because we're not working with frequencies right now. And if you didn't see this menu, that's okay too. In that situation, you could just type second and 1, and that would tell your calculator that the data is in L1. It'll just show up right after the L1 on screen, or right after the one-var stats on screen. So press Enter, and we get all kinds of information that we need here. X bar is the symbol for the mean. So that's 3.06. The median, it doesn't show up on the first bit of output, but if you scroll down, you do see it on the second page of output. So scrolling down, we get the median as 3.5. The standard deviation. Now the question is, are we doing a sample of data or a population of data? So the thing is, sometimes, and most of the time, it is told to you exactly what you're using. But if that's not the case, then assume that it's a sample. Most of the time, it really is a sample because you're not going to test every single router that's available, so you can't do the population. So we would simply test a sample of those, which is what's happening. So we want SX. All right, so scrolling back up, SX, that sample standard deviation, is 1.12. And I'm just using 2 decimal places because that's what I'm choosing. Oh, it did actually give me instructions to use 3 where necessary. So I need 1 more decimal place for this one. So 1.123. Now the range of the data. The range is defined as the maximum data entry minus the minimum data entry. And the calculator doesn't give us the value of the range, but it does give us the minimum and the maximum. So I could take 4.1 minus 1.5 and come up with the range. And the range is a distance between those values, so it is just a single number, so 2.6. So don't just leave it as a calculation.